Shalom, Akims, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua Ba'Shem Kakwadash. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit. Now, I'm making this video to highlight the fact that the federal agents have an operation called the Operation Legend. They say Operation Legend is about federal agents coming to the city of Detroit and ridding Detroit of violence, and which would pertain to gun violence, and to rid the city of a lot of illegal guns and gang activities. They want to bring in 42 federal agents into the city of Detroit. And they say that these federal agents, they're not here to engage with protesters in any type of a way. Okay, but remember, everywhere the federal agents go, there's always violence and rioting that occurs wherever they go. Wherever they go. They are in Portland, Oregon now, and there's all types of rioting and different things going on, and violence and looting and different things. Why? Because of the federal agents are there. And it's making the people, because of their the federal agents' procedures, it's making the people go in a uproar, because they're going to engage into going to people's homes and invading people's houses, looking for what they say for fugitives and gang members and so forth, drug dealers and so forth. But they're going to be performing raids and different things, and which leads to mistakes, which leads to people's lives. They say that the reason why they're doing it is because of a death of a 4-year-old boy. That's the reason why, the sympathy for that, and that's supposed to be the reason why the federal agents supposed to be coming in, because there's supposed to be an uptick in rise in homicides and deaths, gun-violent deaths, and gunshot victim cases in the number around 4 or 5 other different precincts in the areas. So what they want to do is bring in the federal troops. Now, Governor Whitmore, Mayor Dugan, and the police chief, they're all for it. They're all for the troops being brought in. With the federal agents. They say they're not going to bring in the troops, but again, it leads to the federal troops. Remember, the black minority areas, but the so-called black people and Latinos and Native American Indian areas, is where they want to bring in the martial law, medical police to force and vaccinate the blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians, because they say that we have the highest number in pre-existing cases of respiratory situations, diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, and strokes and heart attacks and all these different things. So they want to vaccinate the black minority areas first. Why? Because the whites, they're not going to go for it. The so-called whites are not going to go. The Edomites, they're not going for being vaccinated with the toxic poison of the vaccines. So we're gonna all this is going to start in October. So what we have here in the city of Detroit is a powder keg that's waiting to explode, starting in October. So let's get some tidbits of information from this guy. He's one of the head guys of the federal agents that's going to come here. He's a representative.
Topping our news at 5, U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider says federal forces are coming to Detroit to tackle an alarming rise in gun crimes.
And those agents are going to be focusing on pockets of the city, seeing the worst of it. Defender Sean Lay is live tonight to show us exactly where they're headed and the numbers that brought them here. Sean.
Kimberly, you're right. The big announcement by the feds made right here today, and they made it clear they're coming for the guns and the gangs on the streets, not the protesters.
Let me be perfectly clear about what Operation Legend is not. There are no federal troops coming to Detroit or any other area in Michigan
Sure.
to interfere with protesters.
Yeah, right.
U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider
Right.
announcing 42 new federal agents are hitting Detroit streets to target guns, gangs, and the people using those guns to kill. The reason, the ATF says, gun violence has taken over the city.
In the 6th precinct, homicides are up 42%. Non-fatals, 67%. In the 2nd precinct, homicides are up 25%. More importantly, non-fatal shootings, 123%. In the 8th precinct, homicides are again up 25%. Non-fatals up 80%. In the 12th precinct, homicides are up 90%. Non-fatals, 44%.
We don't need federal agents or federal troops in the city of Detroit.
Protesters right outside against the feds coming in to help. And not at today's announcement, Mayor Duggan and Chief Craig. Mayor Duggan addressing the federal help today.
It's something I've been waiting for a long time, back when I was prosecutor.
Uh-huh.
I would say to the ATF, this city is flooded with illegal guns. You're in the Department of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. You ought to be taking the lead role in getting these illegal guns out of circulation. And I was very encouraged by what I heard today.
I'm quite sure he is. They would all love to get the guns off so the people can't defend themselves. So the people have to accept these martial law medical police are coming through. That's why the federal agents are coming through now before October.
Coming up live at 6 o'clock. Really, the inspiration behind the mission here in Detroit was the tragic case of a 4-year-old boy.
See? You see how they use that?
Local 4 Defenders, back to you. Live on the east side tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders, back to you.
We'll talk to you again at 6, Sean. Thank you. Meanwhile, federal agents will be leaving Portland as part of a deal announced today by Oregon's governor. She says agents will start leaving the areas downtown tomorrow, and in exchange, Oregon State Police will step up patrols there. Protesters have clashed with agents during nightly demonstrations. Meanwhile, federal agents will be leaving Portland as part of a deal announced today by Oregon's governor. She says the agents will start leaving the areas downtown tomorrow, and in exchange, Oregon State Police will step up patrols there. Protesters have repeatedly clashed with agents during nightly demonstrations.
Focused on in Detroit.
This flood and violence threatens the safety of our communities, and innocent bystanders are suffering.
Top U.S. Attorney Matthew Schneider says federal forces are coming to Detroit to tackle an alarming rise in gun crimes.
And those agents are going to be focusing on pockets of the city, seeing the worst of it. Defender Sean Lay is live tonight to show us exactly where they're headed and the numbers that brought them here. Sean.
Kimberly, you're right. The big announcement by the feds made right here today, and they made it clear.
They're in Portland, Oregon, and by them being there, automatically, the federal agents has caused issues, and it's made it where the people in Portland, Oregon, they were against the federal agents coming to Portland, Oregon. And why? Because of their procedures. Their procedures violates the rights of the citizens, and the citizens are in an uproar against it. The same as here in the city of Detroit. The people are against the federal agents coming here to the city of Detroit.
Homicides are up 42%. Non-fatals, 67%. In the 2nd precinct, homicides are up 25%. More importantly, non-fatal shootings, 123%. In the 8th precinct, homicides are again up 25%. Non-fatals up 80%. In the 12th precinct, homicides are up 90%. Non-fatals, 44%.
We don't need federal agents or federal troops in the city of Detroit.
You see?
Protesters right outside against the feds coming in to help. And not at today's announcement, Mayor Duggan and Chief Craig. Mayor Duggan addressing the federal help today.
It's something I've been waiting for.
He's a liar. He's a liar. He is a liar, a cheat, an adulterous man, sleeping around his wife. His wife filed for a divorce. Mike Duggan's wife filed for a divorce. You know, and the media is not talking about it. They don't want to talk about it. You know, he has been cheating on his wife. She filed for a divorce on Mike Duggan, and he still cheating. And he has the monopoly on the demolition of the houses. Him and his cohorts, and the demolition. And he has the monopoly on the resoiling of the fields. Him and his cohorts. So he's getting plenty of kickback money into his pockets. You know, the lying red devil.
Live on the east side tonight. Sean Lay, Local 4 Defenders, back to you.
We'll talk to you again at 6, Sean. Thank you. Meanwhile, federal agents will be leaving Portland
as
part of a deal announced
today
by Oregon's governor. She says the agents will start leaving the areas downtown tomorrow, and in exchange, Oregon State Police will step up patrols there. Protesters have repeatedly clashed with agents during nightly demonstrations.
Violence spreading to other cities. And Kathy Lee gathered over the weekend. Clashes in several cities. We get more from Aaron McLaughlin.
Overnight in Portland, protesters launch mortar-style fireworks at federal agents.
You see?
The steel barrier that encases the federal courthouse.
Now that's serious.
Provoking this response. What started 2 months ago as protests against police brutality has now become a nightly ritual.
They started gassing us, so we came back with respirators. They started shooting us, so we came back with vests. Who's escalating this? It's not us.
State officials say
They came back with vests.
The president insists they're here to protect federal property.
Shit.
In nearby Seattle on Saturday, a show of solidarity with Portland's protesters devolved from peaceful into what police call a riot. Federal agents stayed out of sight. The president says they're in Seattle for emergencies only. Here at the police precinct in downtown Seattle, they're bracing for the possibility of more violence. You can see the windows are covered in plywood. They just set up this cement barricade. Each block weighs 4,000 pounds. In Los Angeles, protesters and police clashed outside the federal courthouse.
You
And
see?
in Louisville, opposing armed militia groups faced off
You
at a
see?
demonstration. Now officials and protesters are preparing for what tonight may bring. Aaron McLaughlin, NBC News, Seattle.
Up next.
You see, and that's the reason why the people here, the citizens of the city of Detroit, we do not want the federal agents here in the city of Detroit, because everywhere that the federal agents go, they bring violence and they bring clashes. They bring rioting and looting. They bring all this behavior with them because the people don't want them. Why? Because the federal agents are going to bring with them their tactical procedures and how they hunt down gang members and violent gun offenders and so forth. They go into the homes of innocent people and they disrupt their lives unnecessarily, and they have not done anything wrong. They've caused a lot of people a number of deaths, you know, because they shoot and kill people. They keep people from being able to live safely and freely without worrying that, hey, you know, first you got to watch out for the police. Now you got to watch out for the federal agents. Then next is going to be the troops. It's going to be the troops, because once they start, remember, Donald Trump has already signed the executive order for in October. He declared that there will be troops. There will be martial law, medical troops deployed in the minority, the so-called black minority communities and areas to force and vaccinate the blacks and other minorities, to force and vaccinate them, going door to door. Remember, and it'll be martial law, so they won't have to knock. They can kick the door in and come right on in. So you know it's going to be gun clashes. You see? They're bringing the violence. If they bring the soldiers, if they bring the federal agents, they're bringing the violence. So this is your Hebrew Israelite brother, Mashaba, here in the city of Detroit, just bringing to you the truth about what's going on here in the city of Detroit and the escalation of violence. Yes, there is gun violence here in the city of Detroit. That is true. But remember, the reason why a lot of situations occur and violence arises is because of the many different procedures, laws, policies, restrictions, and regulations that have been in place that has got the people downtrodden, and the people feel that there is no resolve for them to help them in their plight. You know, Governor Whitmore has shut a lot of things down, and they got this slow reopening. They've destroyed the lives of hundreds of millions of people for the sake of a couple of 100,000 people that's already died, mind you, from coronavirus. And so You know, so if you destroy the lives of hundreds of millions of people, well, guess what? They're going to turn violent. So we have a powder keg situation about to explode here in the city of Detroit. Come October, it's going to be truly a bad situation. Stay tuned. This is your Hebrew Israelite brother here in the city of Detroit, Mashaba. If you like my videos, push like and subscribe. Hit the notification so you can be notified of my latest videos and the happenings with what's going on here in the city of Detroit. And, stay addressed. Until we meet again, Shalom.